Have you seen the news? Did you see what Tesla did in the past 24 hours? Did you see what Amazon just announced a few minutes ago? Yeah, it's all tied, all of it tied to the electric vehicle market, and specifically the batteries that go into these cars. First, Tesla, in the past 24 hours, skyrocketed to a new all-time high over $1,000 a share, thanks to Hertz Rental Car going to buy up tens of thousands of Tesla's cars. Yeah, so when you go to a Hertz rental car, you'll be able to rent a Tesla. And think about the people that don't own a Tesla who rent it, say, wow, I really love that. I want to buy a Tesla. It's just a natural evolution. And then a few moments ago, Amazon announced that they are investing in nearly a dozen EV companies. That's right, which is why I'm bringing this to you right now, this video, because the electric vehicle era has arrived. You know, you might think, well, this has already been here for a few years. No. It's been niche, however you want to say it. It's been nichey up until now. It could be even more explosive than you and I even begin to realize. Just in the past 10 years, we've seen a roughly 600% increase in electric vehicles. In 2020, the year 2020, we saw a record-setting 40% year-over-year increase in EV sales. I just want you to think about that for a second. Do you remember 2020? Pandemic year, no one left the house, and yet electric vehicles saw a 40% increase in sales? Imagine what those numbers will look like now that we're back driving again. Yes, just look at what Forbes had to say. Around 90% of battery demand will come from electric vehicles over the next 2 decades. Look at what mining.com had to say. It said the Bloomberg NEF forecast global sales of zero emissions cars is rising from 4% of the market in 2020 to 70% by the year 2040. And next week, I'm super excited because I'm picking up my brand new all-electric Mini Cooper that I ordered 3 months ago. The demand is off the charts for these cars, so I had to wait to get one. Yes, I love a Mini Cooper. My wife has the bigger car so we can take the kids places, but I love this car. I've loved a Mini for years and I couldn't wait for the electric version to come out. Nothing handles a curve like these cars, and they're super fast. So, sidebar on my Mini Cooper. Anyway, the European Union also has an ambitious goal of completely phasing out all gasoline-powered cars by as soon as 2035. And that will probably happen even sooner, and then add on that another 20 countries planning to entirely phase out fossil fuels altogether. So these legacy automakers are scrambling right now to try to scale up their EV production, and they cannot keep up. Elon Musk announced that they simply do not have the battery capacity to keep up with the demand. Tesla has what's known as its Gigafactory, where they make the batteries. He said that they would basically need to build over 130 gigafactories in order to try to keep up with the supply of all of these batteries. He said it's not going to happen. It's impossible. He said we can't build 130 factories for batteries. So the demand for batteries is off the charts. The demand for the metals is off the charts. And that's why they need to rely on other businesses to bring in these metals and batteries right now. Now look at that and then think, why is Amazon suddenly today announcing that they're investing in 11 different EV companies? Because they see what I see, which is the enormous upside of this electric vehicle market, from battery manufacturing to metal manufacturing. Now, I've been heavily invested into this market for a few years, and I've really ramped up my investment in the past 13 months. Getting into the right side of a bull market can change everything for your portfolio. And when it comes to the EV commodities, there's one company that I'm looking at right now that is poised to explode, and it's Surge Battery Metals. Now, in the past year, this company, Surge Battery Metals, blasted approximately 500% higher, a 500% growth. However, that may be peanuts compared to the real long-term upside potential that I see for this company. Now, as we've seen, and as I've shown you, the EV batteries middle market is firing on all cylinders with no signs of slowing down. I want to go deeper into this so you understand this. In fact, this market is projected to reach a staggering 46 trillion. 46 trillion. So what is the demand really looking like right now for Surge Battery Metals? They're out of Canada. Their ticker symbol is NILIF. You can find them on an OTC brokerage. I personally use E-Trade to buy the stocks. You can use TD Ameritrade or any one of the big brokerages, but you won't find it on the smaller ones like Robinhood. Now, the company right now has positioned itself to outperform the market by only targeting battery metals that have rapid demand growth forecast. Brilliant move, right? If you take a look at the typical EV battery, let's look at what's inside of one of these bad boys. Okay, the Tesla uses iron, steel, graphite, aluminum, polyester, manganese, cobalt. But look at the big ones: copper, nickel, lithium. So that's why they focused on zeroing in on copper, nickel, and lithium. The demand for those metals for EV batteries is off the charts. And this may only be the start, because the demand for EV battery metals powering them is only increasing by the day. The stock is easily going to see higher highs, and the stock is already displaying several bullish indicators right now. So if we just look at the basic demand right now, and not even include what President Biden and Democrats are planning right now with the infrastructure package, the growth would be phenomenal without Biden. Now, just as a pure play on battery metals alone, do you have any idea how quickly these ESG mandate assets are going to be forecast to grow by 2025? Look at this. They're projected to go up by almost 3 times as fast as non-ESG assets. President Biden is going to announce to the EU that he's got trillions of dollars going into the infrastructure of the United States. Infrastructure that will benefit tremendously this shift from fossil fuels to electric vehicles. And the infrastructure is going to be needed. Democrats plan to do this with the infrastructure package, and it's going to bring phenomenal growth beyond anything that we've ever seen before in this space. And Surge Battery Metals is primed and positioned perfectly on exploring battery metals that are required for the EV market for long-term demand. They're in some of the most rich copper and nickel project areas in Canada and in the United States for lithium. They provide the backbone of the leading-edge battery technologies, copper, nickel, lithium. So these metals represent the best opportunity to create secure domestic supply solutions for North American automakers and battery manufacturers, such as Tesla. They admit they can't build enough of them, and they absolutely will need to rely on companies like Surge Battery Metals to hit that demand. If you're going to see a 50% increase, you're going to need to rely on a company. That's why it's a beautiful investment right now. So again, do your due diligence on this company, and you'll start to see what I see when you look at the fundamentals. And the demand for these metals for the EV market right now is off the charts. The ticker symbol is NILIF right there on your screen. It's Surge Battery Metals. Check it out on E-Trade or any of the big brokerages, and we'll see you next time, everyone.